Hello and welcome to Susan for SLC Aquatics, coming to you live from my fish room office. I hope that everybody's doing well tonight. Welcome to the live stream. Tonight's topic's going to be how to choose the substrate for your aquarium. Brianne, the other day when she had her stream, she was asking the questions about what kind of substrate can you use? Can you use cichlid substrate, for freshwater guppies, etc. So there's all kinds of questions, all kinds of ideas, all kinds of different standards. And I'm going to be sharing a couple videos with you all tonight, one from Fluval and one from Big Owls. So I hope you sit back and enjoy the live stream tonight. And don't forget, share it out.
Hey guys, choosing an aquarium substrate is a topic that might be a little bit more complicated than it sounds sometimes to you. So we're going to go through a few things you need to think about. Now, when you think about it, there are sands, there are substrates for plants, there's fine coral sand for marine tanks, there's coarse gravel, other types of fine gravel, there's colored gravel. There's all kinds of stuff out there. So you need to think about it. Now, when it comes to a marine tank, obviously we can just get that one right off the plate, because there you're going to go usually with a fine reef sand, especially for a tank with corals or a reef setup. You're going to want to definitely go with a fine marine sand, coral sand. That's typically the way to go, and preferably live sand, of course. Helps establish your tank in some more natural substrate. Now, when it comes to freshwater,
if y'all have any questions while I'm doing this, you can ask me to pause it or go back to a section, and we will.
Fish, you've got fine gravels, coarse gravels. Well, typically fine gravels, you'd want to make sure, first of all, that it's not a sharp-edged type of substrate. If you're going to keep bottom dwellers, very important with barbels, those fish need to be able to get their food more or less at the top part of the substrate, and you don't want to damage them with any sharp edge. Coarser gravels are more for tanks with bigger fish. For example, South American cichlids, Central American cichlids, big predatory catfish, things like that. They come from environments often where there is kind of a coarse gravel bed, and in that situation, it's more of a natural substrate. Sand, of course, can be too, but can be a little bit messy with some bigger fish when you have sand getting into filter systems and things like that. How are you keeping plants? Now there we have something called Fluval stratum. That's a great substrate for plants because it allows the plants to root easily into the bottom, and it actually looks really natural, presents a great bottom for green plants against a darker volcanic substrate. Just looks fabulous in a planted aquarium. So there you go. There's a number of points to consider. And before I forget one that I was just thinking of, water chemistry. Natural gravels can often impart carbonate hardness to the water, and if your water is soft, your pH can rise pretty drastically because of it. So you want to make sure that if it's important in soft water setups to maintain something that is akin to what the natural water conditions are, make sure that your gravel is something like silica sand or doesn't affect pH or carbonate hardness very much. So there you have it. Plenty of different things to think about in some instances that may help guide you. Thanks for watching.
Well, I think that that was very interesting information that he had from Fluval, and it was basic information. But we also want to remember that when Corey and a few other fish fam people went to Peru to gather fish from the rivers, he showed us on Aquarium Co-op that the area that they cultivated or caught um, bottom dwellers like corridoras, their substrate was pretty rocky and sharp, and there was no barbell damage. And I've also used black sandblasting sand in my aquariums where my bottom dwellers are. I have yo-yo loaches that have barbels, and I also have peppered corridoras, and I have plecos, and they all have good barbels, no damage to their underside, their stomachs, or anything like that. Hey, Lori at Monster Fish Gal, how are you doing tonight? Also, I'm going to pull up Big Al's video on substrates as well. I have to pull it back up and find out what's going on here. The window got a little large on me, so I'm trying to resize it. I have two different size monitors. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. So now I'm going to share Big Al's take on top 10, well, how to choose an aquarium substrate. And I'm going to back it up just a little bit.
For example, all of the waste that builds up in the aquarium is going to build up on that bottom pane of glass right where you can see it, meaning you'll know exactly when it's time to easily siphon that out. You can also use a pump within the aquarium, like a power head or a wave maker, to push all that debris on the bottom pane of glass towards the filter intake, meaning you probably won't have to do as much maintenance because there's no gravel there for all of that debris to get trapped in along its way to the filter. On the other hand, there are fish that really benefit from having a substrate to interact with. For example, fish species that like to excavate or dig, such as cichlids, will appreciate having a substrate they can move around to create their territories or breeding nests. Other fish that like to use barbels to forage on the floor of the aquarium may prefer a soft sand over a glossy pane of glass.
Again, a different viewpoint on, he was describing no substrate at all. And I think I started it a little late, but we'll move on from here.
Rooting plants, for example, will need a good substrate in order to be held in place and thrive in your aquarium. At the heart of it, most of us want substrate in the aquarium just for the aesthetic appeal, the decor of it. Because let's face it, it's a lot more natural looking than our fish swimming over what looks like essentially a mirror once you fill the tank with water. So if you decide substrate's something you need because either you like the way it looks or the inhabitants you're keeping require it, how do you choose between, coarse and fine, and what substrate do you actually want?
And again, it's not covered in any of these videos. You'll have to go over to Father Fish's channel to understand the dirted aquarium bottom that is capped with at least 2 inches of sand. He has his formula. At one time, he was offering a small mix of his dirt with all of the minerals and elements that he added to it on getgills.com. So look for Father Fish's store on getgills.com and also go to his channel and search for deep sand bed substrates or something like that.
You'll notice right away you have lots of options for the size of the substrate you want to use for your tank. The size of your substrate will affect how easy it is to maintain. The finer the substrate, the harder it can be to keep clean through siphoning or gravel vacuuming. Coarser substrates like pea gravel are heavier, and they're not going to travel up the siphon tube and down the drain the same way a substrate like sand will when you're doing maintenance on your aquarium. And that's actually a reason why a lot of aquarists will avoid using sand in their tanks. However, if you want to keep a species that's going to require sand, like something with barbels or maybe even stingrays with soft bellies, you're going to have to sacrifice that ease of maintenance for what the fish is actually going to require.
Are there any questions right now? I want to welcome Melvin's Reef. And thank you, Lori, for sharing Father Fish's Get Gill store. And we're listening to the representative for BigOwlsPets.com. I forget his name. I think it's Michael, but I'm not sure. And he's talking about different substrates for different species. Hello, Lee. How are you doing tonight? And, you know, certain in the Fluval video at the beginning of the broadcast, he explained that if you have a soft water condition, you want to make sure that your substrate does not leach out any elements that would buffer the pH or, you know, alter the soft water conditions. So research.
Pea-sized gravel being the standard is often the first place to start. It is regarded as the best middle ground for size. It's heavy and therefore is easy to vacuum and also won't kick up easily or be sucked into your filter. Pea gravel also comes in a crazy amount of artificial colors from rainbow to jet black, as well as natural colors from deep browns to light beiges and everything in between. It works very well for keeping artificial plants anchored in place and can even be a good foothold for many live plants. A step up from pea gravel would be jelly bean sized or larger river stones, although they are a little less popular than pea gravel, likely because they leave larger gaps between each stone where food can be easily trapped.
And this is important because Father Fish says when he does his deep sand bed, he doesn't prefer gravel on the bottom. He wants dirt on the bottom, because if there's gravel underneath the 2 inches of sand, the gravel not only if you don't cap it with sand, if you just have gravel, food can get down in there and it causes, you know, it goes bad, it molds, and it starts breaking down and can cause ammonia spikes in the aquarium and foul the water. So it's going to require some pretty maintenance, you know, gravel vacuuming. But if you cap it with 2 inches of sand, Father Fish explained the other day that the gravel allows pockets of the, I forget what it's called, anaerobic bacteria. And if it's released on large amounts within a small aquarium, it can become toxic to your fish.
Making floating foods, slow sinking foods, or larger pellets or sticks a necessity. That aside, they're next to impossible to suck up during gravel vacuuming and can be a great substrate in aquariums with high flow, like river tanks, since they're unlikely to get moved by the fast-flowing water. They can also work really well in large aquariums as they have more visual impact and show texture better than pea gravel on a larger scale. A large step down from pea gravel would be sandy substrates. They are very attractive and often draw in new aquarium owners on looks alone. It's also invaluable for certain species with soft barbels or soft bellies if you want to keep them happy and healthy. Unfortunately, because sand is so light and easy to suck up during routine vacuuming, as well as kicks up easily and can get sucked into filters or pumps, damaging them, sand can be more of a headache than you might realize.
Yeah, I personally have a 25-gallon aquarium right now that my hang on the back filters keep failing me. And it's probably because the peppered cory cats keep the sand stirred up in that tank so much that tank does not stay clear at all. I can get it clear with a water change, and a couple hours later, the corridors have already stirred it up. And of course, it keeps getting into the propellers of the hang on the back. I do have one sponge filter in there, and I'm planning on putting a second sponge filter in there. But right now, it is one milky mess. Hello, Dina at Everything Aquatic. How are you doing tonight? Oh, wow. I'm so excited for your new website and new products on your website. So, uh, Dee, you are very welcome to share the link to your new website. I'm watching some videos with you all on choosing substrate for our aquariums.
Sand is gorgeous, yes. And if you decide you want sand, you just need to take precautions to make sure you don't have a filter intake too close to the bottom, and also that you don't have fish that are likely to kick up the sand into the water column, and that you're extra cautious during vacuuming so you don't send too much sand down your drain along with the fish waste. Now that you have a decent grasp on how the size of the substrate itself is going to affect your aquarium and its inhabitants, we can now take a look at inert versus pH buffering substrates. Standard gravel, river stones, and sand are going to be inert, meaning that the materials they are made from will not affect the pH of your aquarium, which in most cases is perfect for a tropical community tank. When it comes to saltwater aquariums or African cichlid tanks, a substrate that can help buffer your pH and keep it naturally higher can be a great benefit. Saltwater aquariums usually aim for a pH between 8.2 and 8.4, and most saltwater substrates are made from crushed coral or aragonite, which can help keep it there. They're also made in various sizes as well, so you'll get lots of options there too. Although you can't use saltwater substrates for African cichlids, you can also find a lot of African cichlid specific substrates that are usually mixes of gravels, crushed shells, limestone, and other materials like sand to make a more decorative or attractive substrate specific to them, sometimes even mimicking their natural habitat much more accurately.
Again, here we are talking about different substrates that can affect the pH and the KH and GH hardness of our aquarium water. Thank you, Lori, for posting Everything Aquatics YouTube channel. And Dina at Everything Aquatic has a new website. It's accessed from the domain everythingaquatic.net. Create an account, then message me so I can add permissions. Very good. Thank you so much, Dina. And again, congratulations on the new website. We're talking about substrates tonight, different substrates that we would select for different types of species that we keep: freshwater tropical fish, freshwater cold water, soft water, and also salt water. And we have a large community. Hello, Ed. How are you doing? And you can help with the cichlid substrates. What kind of substrates do you all use in your aquariums? And do you use different ones for different species? And Ed, if you would like to chime in the chat, or if you'd like to come up on the panel tonight, I'll welcome you up on the panel. I'll share the link in the chat. Everything Aquatic says coupon code TEST will save 10% in July's orders. Thank you, Dina. Coupon code TEST will save. So let me try to put this on the screen. If you go to here is Everything Aquatic's new website, and you can go to everythingaquatic.net, and when you select an order in your cart, use coupon code TEST, all four capitals, and you can save 10% off of your order. So Ed's doing great. What kind of substrates are you using in your cichlid tanks? And if you have any other species besides cichlids, Ed, what kind of substrates are you using? We're going to listen to Big Al's representative just for a little bit longer.
Lastly, there are substrates specifically for planted aquariums. If you're going to keep live plants, you want to get a substrate that's going to aid in their growth. There are many options for planted substrates, from pelletized soil to fracted clay, and they all get the job done, each with their own benefits and considerations. What they all share in common is that most plants are going to prefer them over standard gravel or sand. As long as you're shopping for a Planet Aquarium substrate, you're going to end up with something that's going to work. With all that info, hopefully you'll have an easier time figuring out what substrate's going to be right for your particular aquarium setup. But if you have any questions, drop those down in the comment section and we'll get back to you with some informations. I personally often reply, and then we have awesome staff that will as well, including Brian, who's behind the camera. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We've got tons of videos great for beginners all the way up to seasoned hobbyists. We've got all kinds of really cool build videos coming out, some other interesting informations via the video waves. And as always, keep on tanking with me.
I hope y'all enjoyed that. I did. And I like, I think his name's Michael. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I watched him. And I just appreciate them. He's got lots of energy. Let's see. Dina says, substrates that I've used include gravel, play sand, pool filter sand, bare bottom, blasting sand, pea gravel, and organic dirt, etc. Awesome. Do you have a reason why you use such a variety of substrates? Did you use different substrates for different species? And if you did, why? And I think I'm going to invite people to come up, and the link is in the chat. And on this device, I can't pin it. Let me try. Let me try to pin it here. Okay. It's now pinned to the top of the chat. Anyone who wants to join me to find out what kind of substrates you're using and why. Did you have a specific substrate for your species that you're keeping in your aquarium? Lori says that she uses sandblasting sand and organic Miracle Grow soil. Okay, I saw that at Lowe's the last time I was there, and I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to use the organic Miracle Grow as the bottom layer underneath my substrates, underneath my sand. So Daniel, Keeping Fish, hello, welcome to the live stream. We're discussing substrates tonight, different kinds of substrates or no substrate, and what kind of species are you keeping with that substrate and why? Dina said she was experimenting mostly. She tried different substrates for looks, dirt for live plants, and etc. I think I went to Eco Complete when I really got serious about my live plants, but I did start my live plants in a medium-sized mixed gravel. And once I started with live plants, it was a little bit more challenging to do gravel vacs, because when I had plastic plants, you could move your plants, you can pull up your decor, and you could gravel vac without any problems. And I gravel vacked in sequences, like I divided my tank substrate into thirds in my mind, and I only did 1/3 per water change, 10 to 20% water change. And I kept guppies for my first tank, and I had some ghost shrimp at first. And at that time, I had plastic plants and gravel substrate. And of course, the shrimp helped keep the crevices between the gravel cleaned out. So, there's different things that we can do when we keep different substrates for different species. Have to be careful with diggers with dirt or sand. Yes. And I've kept gravel. I've kept Eco-Complete substrates. I've kept play sand on top of gravel. And I swore up and down I would never use play sand again, because no matter how much you wash play sand, it stays dirty and it keeps the water column dirty. And if you have bottom dwellers like corydoras, yo-yo loaches, catfish of any kind that keep the substrate stirred up, you're going to have um, cloudiness in the water, and you're also having, you put your hang on the back filter at risk for sand getting up in the propeller part of the motor. Daniel says, I just got back from a trip. My coolies uprooted all of my plants from their sand substrate while I was away. Expected, I suppose. Gotta love them. Still gotta love them. Yep. Yo-yo loaches, coolie loaches, um, peppered cory cats. I have some blue-eyed lemon plecos in one tank, and they just keep everything uprooted. I planted wisteria with weights in the sand in my deep substrate, and they still uprooted it. Hello, Maria Z. How are you doing? Hello, Susan, and everyone lurking while setting up a new shrimp tank. Well, congratulations. What kind of substrate are you putting in that shrimp tank? The first video was from Fluval, and he talked about the Fluval stratum substrate, which is good for plants. And on the bag, it also says it's good for shrimp. And so when I set up a tank just for plants and shrimp, I use a 5-pound bag, I think, of the Fluval stratum, and I liked it. And of course, I've had crayfish on top of it too, and they love it too. Hey, Bob at Kaler's Aquatics, how are you doing tonight? We've watched Fluval's video, and we watched Big Al's video on substrates for different species and reasons. And he said that what was the term that he used? Inert. He used in the word inert, which means it does not affect or change the pH or the hardness of the aquarium water. He said certain gravels and pebbles, pea gravel, and silica sand are all considered inert. And now, if you have gravel that's mixed with lava rock or clay, then you're going to have some changes in the water column. And if you have crushed coral or aragonite, anything like that, live sand for salt water, is going to buffer the pH. And so, Bob, I know you have fresh water and salt water. So what kind of substrates do you use in your aquariums? Daniel says the only tank I use sand in, all the rest are gravel with a few cms of clay based substrate at the bottom, topped up with root tabs every now and then for heavy root feeders. All right, that's good. That's why we use the Eco Complete that we get from Sacrum, because it has live bacteria in it, and it also has minerals in it to help feed your root feeders in your live plants. Maria says crushed coral. I jumped on the Sulawesi train, have been considering them for months, and I have no idea what that means. Let me look it up. Did I spell it right? Okay. Also known as the Celebes. It's one of the 4 greater Sunda islands. It's governed by Indonesia, and it's the world's 11th largest island. So was it shrimp? Crushed coral? I'm looking. I'm going to share. I'm going to share my screen. So Maria says she's using crushed coral because she got on the Sulawesi or Wesi shrimps. They require a higher pH level and will die in acidic water. And they strongly recommend using inert substrate like sand or volcanic rock. Very good. I like dark gravel, Daniel says, for shrimp tanks. Feel like they color up better. And my blue dreams are on dark gray substrate with an orange background and loads of guppy grass. Really makes them pop. That sounds very colorful. Bob says, my freshwater tanks are all sand or gravel or a mix of both. I have crushed coral in a couple, and in the marine tanks, I have Carib sea live sand, and I like to mix, is it black and pink? Thank you, Bob. Maria says yes. Red shrimp with white socks. Let me pull them up. They are beautiful. Look at there. There's such a variety. Where's that one? Yep. They're beautiful. They're Cardenia. Caridina denari. Or how do you say that? Caridina dorelli. Is that how you say it? Black. Yeah, Bob and I were on the right same page. So we also discussed on Brianne's stream the other day that she wanted to know if she could put cichlid substrate in, I think, Guppy Live Bearer's tank, and I told her that she could, but some of the viewers said that it had something in it that wasn't good for freshwater fish. So I'm going to look and see. Oh, Daniel, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. It says $5, but I'm not familiar with money. So it's not francs. What is it? But thank you very much, Daniel, towards the cause. Yes, we're still raising money for Amber and Monster Fish Gal. I'm not sure if you still have that information, but please go ahead and run Amber's, let's see, her PayPal. I think her PayPal is bigcitybettas@gmail.com to give to Amber. And I should have created a banner at the end. Can you mix cichlids and guppies? Okay. Let's see. Aquatic community. And the question was guppies and mollies in cichlid gravel. Let's look at this. It's a little small. Let me get off the screen. Can you do that? If I change my mind about my fish, can I put mollies and guppies, etc., into a tank with cichlid substrate? I assume by cichlid gravel you mean gravel that raises the pH of the water. Then yes, you could. Both mollies and guppies are hard water fish. I assume by cichlid gravel you mean gravel that raises the pH of the water. That yes, you could. So that's why I said that you could. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to copy that, and you can send it to my PayPal or you can send it to Amber's PayPal. I have not spoken to Amber for a couple days because this is the hard weeks that she's got to make something happen. So she's probably catching, separating fish, helping break down tanks, and some of the groups there in her local club are purchasing tanks and racks and fish. And she's got some things that she's got to ship out. I have not seen a video where she's launched her website yet. So has anybody seen pounds? Thank you, Maria. Yes, UK pounds. Thank you so much. All right. I wish I could copy that. Let me see. Nope, can't do it. So, Daniel Keeping Fish's most recent video, I have seen it and recommend it. Thank you, Bob. Of course, I can't pull it up here. Let me pull it up on. Let's see. It's hard to do multitasking. I'm tired too. I didn't get a nap. So Daniel Keeping Fish, and pull up his last video that was on DKF Goes to Sea Life in Blackpool. Okay. Very nice. That was your trip, Daniel. Let me see. You want me to show it? Want me to play the audio? Hey, Vanaski, how you doing? Darlene's in the house. Hey, Darlene, sweetheart, just walked in the door. Did you get my text, honey? Oh, not knowing our schedules, I didn't want to call you. Plus, I worked very hard today. Got some unexpected projects going on. This is Daniel Keeping Fish, his trip that he just took. So, Daniel, let me know if you want me to play the audio. I can play the audio, I think. I have to select it. If you don't want me to play the audio, say something.
Got a heart condition or anything like that. So there's plenty to do and loads of rides at the Pleasure Beach for those that like a bit more of a thrill and for those that want a bit more of a relaxing time too. But that's not all there is to Blackpool. There's a zoo, there's a horror show, there's, normally a circus on the pier, I think.
Thank you. Oh, let me see. I know he went to Sea Life. That's it right there. Is that what you wanted me to see? I did. I just have been busy. No breaks today. It's fine. Don't want to interrupt your stream. Oh, not at all. Like I said, I'm so tired.
Trying not to get run over here. As you can see, I was pretty excited to get in, leaving everyone else in my dust.
You got your own face mask.
Got we map that? Keep that as a souvenir though, because I don't mind getting lost in here.
Oh, look at there.
As you would imagine, as soon as you're through the door, you're hit with some beautiful and stunning displays. Everything's got information about the stuff in the exhibits, if you're interested in reading it. Everything's nicely presented, and you're made to feel dead welcome when you come in. Some of the fish you'll see will be quite familiar to those of you that have been in the hobby for a little while. I've even got some of these red rainbow fish myself.
Oh, wow.
But some of the displays were much less typical and really, really impressive.
Beautiful.
Some of them were just unbelievable.
Look at that.
Watching this jellyfish for a few minutes, it was just mind-blowing. There is no other way to describe it.
Look at that.
There's a wee pool where kids can touch things like crabs, starfish, shark eggs and the like. I think that's quite clever and quite smart. What a wonderful way to ignite their curiosity and excitement.
Yes.
If the displays haven't done that enough already, right enough. But yeah, thought it was a fantastic opportunity. Any additional opportunity to get young people to take an interest and invest in our natural world is surely a good one. They've got some playful turtles, some terrifying looking piranha, huge lobsters, and all sorts of other cool exhibits that I'm not going to ruin them all for you, showing them and explaining them, but it's well worth a day out down there, I have to say.
Look at that.
Then, once you think you've enjoyed all the pretty they have to offer, there's one last treat in store, because they have got a huge tank at the end with a tunnel that you can walk through.
Beautiful.
All kinds of shark and rays swimming about here, so there is.
Sea turtle.
Really is magical and impressive. At the end of it, you can turn yourself around and find this gigantic observation pane. That's really one of the best vantage points to see some of these magnificent creatures, including this enormous green sea turtle they've got. Watching him or her maneuver gracefully through the tank was, without a doubt, one of the highlights for me. Spent 8.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thanks for Bob for bringing it up, because I had not been able to see it yet. And I'm so glad you had a wonderful time, Daniel, and that you got back safely. That turtle weighs more than a man. Can't remember exactly how much. That was beautiful. I'm not going to show all of it because I want people to go and view your video. So go check out DKF, Daniel Keeping Fish, on YouTube. And I guess I can share his channel link as soon as I copy it and paste it in chat. Awesome. But back to the substrates. The question was, can you put live bearers on cyclic gravel? Because cyclic gravel is buffered to raise the pH and the hardness, the KH and the GH, and or is it the carbonate hardness, KH? General hardness is I get confused. And like I said, I'm very tired. I didn't get a nap today and working on different projects. But thanks to all that gave to Amber last Tuesday during our fundraiser. I was able to give her, it was $650 that came in donations. Praise God. And then there was $100 in super chats. And I went ahead and took $100 out of my PayPal account, and we were able to give her $750 on last Tuesday. So thank you all, and especially those that have given more than once, and those who desired to give but couldn't give. There's still opportunity to give even after she gets down to Florida. She's going to need some funds until her paycheck comes in, and then she gets her fish room established where she's at. But she's going to give me an update when she doesn't need any more funds. And I appreciate each and every one. God bless each and every one. And even if you couldn't give, don't feel bad. Please don't feel bad. You can share that video out to all your social platforms. You can share it with non-fish keeping people who have it to give and want to help. And we just appreciate it. Just remember, if you send it to the PayPal, put for Amber in the notes or the description, I forget, in the notes, and select friends. Don't select, I think it defaults to service or merchandise. So you want to select friend, and that way they won't take any fees out. And I did go ahead and override the fees and pay them myself so that she got the true dollar for the donation. And God bless each one of you. She's been overwhelmed. She had to put Muffin down Tuesday night when she signed on. And she's still waiting for her blood work to come back to see if she's in remission. Maria says, that's wonderful, Susan. She's such a great person. She really is. And, some of us feel like Job sometimes when one thing after another just keeps happening, and it's hard to keep your head above water, and it's hard to stay encouraged. It's hard to stay hopeful. But she's been able to shake it for the most part. She has her moments, which is normal. Hello, Diego at Multiple Aquariums. Welcome to the live stream tonight. Very kind, Maria. Struggling to find your channel. Keep getting a music artist. Let me see if I can find Maria. Yeah, I see what you're going through. Oh, yeah. Maria, you're going to have to help find your channel. It's all good. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how that happened. You're now a moderator. Oh, thanks, Lori. Monster Fish Gal got your channel. Thank you so much. And also check on Papa Shrimp. He had a quadruple open heart surgery. He is home, and he is doing much better. But he has asked also for help for his medical bills. Papa Shrimp Aquatics. That's Facebook. Whatever. I'm on the wrong channel. Thank you so much, Lori. To help out Papa Shrimp Aquatics, send donations to his PayPal at PayPal me, Papa J Shrimp. And if you have problems, like some people have had problems pulling it up because of some kind of crazy securities, some people had problems. You can send it to me, and I will forward it to him. And he, when he first got home, it was so sweet to hear what he said. He said that he kept falling asleep, and I said, "Well, good. You should fall asleep." He said, "But when I'd wake up, I'd also see the good wishes on Facebook and the donations that were coming in." And he was getting overwhelmed and teary eyed and so appreciative. And I told him, I said, enjoy it, enjoy your rest, get better, get on your feet when you can. Oh, Dina says, I'm at 997 subscribers on YouTube, closing in on 1K. Well, let's get her there. So everybody who has not uh, shown love for everything aquatics, go over there and show love for love, and let's get her over that 1K. Congratulations, Dina. I believe before the night's over, you're going to get that 1,000 subscribers. Daniel Keeping Fish, 998 now. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for that love, showing love for love. Beautiful. That's what we do. We help each other out. So, different substrates. Bare bottom. Why would you keep a bare bottom tank? I know some goldfish keepers keep bare bottoms because goldfish are heavy waste producers. And Darlene says 999. Yay! And Bob Kaler says 1K. Congratulations, Dina, for 1K. Awesome. Very, very good. Thank you, Lord. I don't know what that was. Something fell. That's awesome. Oh, that was my mouse. Come back, mouse. Squeak, squeak, squeak. That happens a lot. I think it's my mouse pad that pushes it over. You know how it is. So let's put her up on the screen. That's not Dina, is it? No. There it is. All right, we're going to share. Look at there. Congratulations. Washing hands, good vibes. Woohoo. Congratulations. She got 1K. Yay. Now you got to come up on the screen. Come on, Dina. I haven't had time for videos lately. Want to get back to it one day. I love it because she's got breeding Project Bolivian Rams, sexing angelfish, Bulgarian green, when disaster strikes, angelfish culling, koi angel spawning. There's the Bulgarian green. I love them. Philippine blue angels, red snakeskin guppies. You can just see all of the videos that she has. Bristled nose fry. Congratulations again, girl. I haven't had time for videos. Okay. Maria says, fantastic. And of course, Dina says, thanks, everyone. Let me switch to the tablet on my phone currently. Okay. And the link's supposed to be pinned at the top. So it is. So while we're waiting for Dina to come, we're going to stay a few minutes past 7. So whoever's after me, I apologize. And because sometimes Diego's after me, and I think him and Ed have partnered up at multiple aquariums. And I know that Scott with Fancy Tail Aquatics was doing it for a little while, but I don't think he's got a regular schedule or he's on a different day now. So, but most of my aquariums now are deep substrate, but I do have gravel on the bottom, and I topped them with 2 and 3 inches of sand, either pool filter sand or black sandblasting sand. And let's see. My 55 is deep substrate. It's black sand and 2 inches or 3 inches. Is it 2? 2 or 3 inches of black sandblasting sand on it. And everything in it is doing awesome. I did have some baby plecos. I haven't seen them today. The father was pushed out of the cave, and I didn't see any young in the cave. The flash pleco that I have in there that's very territorial is probably the culprit. I want to say hello to Elizabeth, Flora Fish Rescue. How are you doing? Good to see you. Also, Multiple Aquarium says, yes, Ed and I are planning to stream at 7. So if Dina comes up, Diego, we're going to go a little bit over 7, and then we'll join you as soon as possible. And those who want to stay can stay, and those who want to go can go. There's no hurt feelings. Maria says, I haven't been brave enough to do the deep substrate capped with sand yet. Once you do it, once you do it, you will love it because your maintenance gets cut in half. Hello, Dina.
Hi, Susan.
How are you doing, dear?
Oh, hanging in there. God awful heat wave here in the West. We hit a high of 116 on the worst day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
It
so
doesn't make sense.
no, it doesn't. Record highs. They said that the smaller waterways even got so hot it cooked the fish in them.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, not good. Something like 9 million species were lost, they're estimating.
Oh
Just from
no.
the heat wave.
We better get busy breeding our fish.
Yeah, really, before we lose them too.
Yeah. But congratulations on 1K.
Thank you so much for your help with that. I've
Oh,
been ended up on it so close, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm so close.
well, I wasn't even aware, and that was really so close. And you know, it will rock back and forth.
Yeah, sorry about that. My
That's
mom's sugar alarm's going off. She's diabetic, and she's here with me again this summer.
okay. Does she need any help?
No, well, here, let me look real fast on my phone. Sorry.
That's okay. But we're excited to have you up, and excited that you made the 1K, because
Thank you.
now
Thank
now
you.
you will get an email from YouTube, and you will have a community tab added to your channel, and
Mm-hmm.
according to your view hours, uh, we need to know what your view hours are, and we can run your playlist at
Yeah.
night to help with your view hours. And then you need to sign up for a Google AdSense account if you haven't also.
I have an old one, but I'm going to have to create a new one because I don't remember how to get to it at all. You know how that goes.
Yep.
I do need to step away for a minute and help my mother real fast. It'll just be like a minute and I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. All right.
Thanks.
But we want to congratulate her again on making 1K, and thank each and every one of you for showing love for love. And if there's anyone in the chat that you're not familiar with, remember after the show to just go over and show some love. And Bob's getting ready to go, I think, or is Daniel getting ready to go? I got to go anyway, nearly 1 a.m. Okay, Daniel, thank you and God bless you, and enjoyed your video. And those that want to finish watching the video, go over to Daniel Keeping Fish and watch his last video where he, oh, I forget the name of the big aquarium. You know, I'm very, very old and short minded. But anyway, enjoy his last video and his tour of the aquarium. Oh, oh, yes, everything is going good. Her mother lives with her, so she helps take care of her blood sugar and things. And let me see. I do have one. Lori. I feel so silly. I have the donation for Amber at Big City Betas at PayPal Me, Susan Core. And again, I'm going to add her PayPal if you would rather send it straight to her. If you do send it to my PayPal, I will forward it to her. All right. Welcome back, dear. Is Mom okay?
Yeah, I just had to give her some insulin. She's fine though.
Okay. So what's going on? You moved, right?
The physical location
Yeah.
or
Did you
the
move?
website?
I know you
Because
moved.
about a year ago, moved physical location. And so it's no longer inside my house. It's a separate location. So I actually have to drive to work like a normal person now. And then been working on this new website. It still has a couple of issues and bugs and things, which is completely expected on a new software package. So working through all of that and getting things set up with the new site, adding products, fixing products that got mangled in the migration to the new servers and all that fun stuff. Just keeping me busy hopping. And just taking it one day at a time.
That's wonderful. So at the store, you got fish tanks set up.
Right now, I don't. That's one of the things I had to drop because I got so busy last year. I didn't even have time for the few fish I wanted to keep in my house, let alone other stuff and shipping. So I had to drop the fish temporarily. So any fish that pop up on my site is because there's a breeder I know and trust that can ship directly from them to whoever's purchasing, which I'm going to be adding some up there. I've been working with David LaBelle from Discus USA, Angelfish USA. People know him under different business names. And he's got tons of fish. And so I'm going to see if I can sell some of his fish. He'll ship direct to you. And see how that goes since I drop ship for him already. So he can drop ship fish for me.
Well, good. So your product line then is fish foods and medications, or
Yes, pretty much that's it at this point. I do have hatcheries for someone who wants to have a vessel that will hatch brine shrimp eggs. I've got sponge filters, but I haven't expanded into any other filters. Let's see here. What else do I have? Indian almond leaves. There's almond bark, some other leaves that I have for those who like to have leaf litter or create tannins for their water for the benefits. I'm trying to think what else there is that's non-food. There's not a lot non-food. It is primarily all food. And then, of course, the fish medications. And that's the
Okay.
new site.
Shop.
So if you click shop, then that's just the landing page of the store with all the different categories. Freeze-dried foods, sticks. Pro Bugs is a brand new product that is packaged worms and things. So people that like to feed live to their fish, These are packaged and processed and tested to make sure there's no bacteria, no parasites. And what's great about these is they have something like a year and a half shelf life. So you don't have to worry about live dying and causing the mess that they can cause and the headaches they can cause. And then once opened, I think you have to use it within a week and store it in the fridge once opened.
Okay.
But it's great to be able to have an alternative besides flake, pellet, frozen type foods. This is a different type of food. Just like the Rapashi gels is a completely different
You
food
could
option.
feed that to fish or reptiles.
You can, these are well known in the reptile circles. There's much, much larger worms and crickets and silkworms that are like 3-4 inches. There's huge bugs that are too big for most fish tanks. So I selected the 4 smallest products that they carry to see if people would be interested in it.
Uh-huh.
I know the rice worms are really, really tiny, and they would be even good for larger fry.
Oh, good.
So
If anybody has any questions that Dina can answer tonight about medications, there's been some talk about the erythromycin and different things like that. Now, I know outside the country, it's more difficult for them to receive some of these medications, and so they're having to do substitutes.
true.
So, do you still have a supply?
I still some medications are becoming hit or miss where they are back ordered from the manufacturer that I get them from.
Mm-hmm.
And the manufacturer actually called me this past week and said, "Hey, we've got levamisole back in stock, and we've got this back in stock, and it's stuff that I already had, but I'm running low on. So it's good to know that I'll be able to reorder it when it comes time."
Great. I love your quad medicated flakes and the duos, and I use it when I bring my fish in uh, out of the ponds during the fall,
Mm-hmm.
and I go ahead and run some uh, medicated flakes for a couple weeks and do some good water changes and make sure that they're pooping good.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's one thing about having fish outside. It's great for the summer and the warmer months, but that means that there's flies and mosquitoes and whatnot landing in there, dropping whatever that potentially could have parasites. So it's good to do so to make sure that they are clean. Yeah, I know many people who use certain products as preventatives when it comes to medications. I'm opposed to that, but that's my personal opinion. Save the medication for when disease exists. Are you there, Susan? Hmm. Hello. I don't know if we're still on. Let's see here. So it looks like Susan lost her internet. And I don't have control over things, so. Yep, and we're getting feedback now. So we'll hang out here. Does anyone have any questions for me? I can try and answer them until Susan comes back. This is the first year I'm putting guppies outside. Do you recommend I treat them before putting them back in the main tank? As I was saying earlier, when you have any fish outside, they are exposed to not only the weather and whatever critters come around. There's flies, mosquitoes, dragonflies, other bugs that are breeding, hatching, dropping their excrement that potentially could have parasites in it. Every area is different. I know for me, because there's a lot of mosquitoes here that have all kinds of bugs in them, that the fish, I just treat them outside in the tank before I move them in, honestly, because they always did have parasites. And so that was the easiest approach for me. But what works for me doesn't necessarily work for the next guy either. If you do not treat them, what I would say is put them in a separate tank as if they were brand new fish you just brought in and quarantine them, and then monitor and see if there are signs of parasites, and if so, treat accordingly. Let's see. There's Susan.
I don't know if y'all can hear me or not.
I can hear you.
I rejoined on my phone. I was saying goodbye to everybody, but go ahead now. Answer your question. Did you have questions?
Well, there was one question I was just finishing up answering, and I don't see any other questions.
I tell you, we've been having some weird things going on around here today. So,
It's been a year for that for me.
yeah, my internet's completely out. I'm on data right now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that gets fixed soon.
Yeah, me too. Because tomorrow night is church and I have to have internet.
Yeah, kind of hard not to.
Yeah, but again, she's the fish medicine lady. And all of the wonderful fish food that I get and feed my beautiful guppies, and my Cory cats and plecos love her algae wafers. And what was
My
that?
silver dollars love those things too.
Really? The what was it? Black worm pellets.
The California blackworm.
I don't know if it's the California or not, but the label said black worm pellets that I got.
Okay, so that would be California blackworms. And then there's also the red bloodworms, Artemia, brine shrimp. I forget all the flavors. In pellets, in the little sticks, there's silkworm, earthworm. Gosh, I'm getting so many things I can't remember it all off the top of my head like I used to.
Yeah, I have fed them the earthworm flakes before too, and they love them.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a big bag of green flakes that I bought from you for my goldfish.
Was it all green or did it have a mix of other flakes with it?
It was all green, but there is some protein. I think 35 to 40% protein in it.
That sounds like spirulina flake.
I think it is.
I also have phytoplankton plus flake, which is a mix of the spirulina with kelp type flake, and I forget what the third one was. Oh, and garlic.
Garlic.
So it's all veggie, herbivore based.
Well, as warm as it's been, they're on my porch, so they don't get as hot as it is outside. You know, that
Mm-hmm.
stimulates their their metabolism, and they're eating my weed and my frog bit like within hours.
I bet.
And there's just four big ones and one little one that has a problem eating because his mouth got deformed during the winter. I think he split his lip or something.
That happens sometimes.
But he he grazes, and there's some things he catches in the water column. And then
Mm-hmm. Do you have the Rapashi food?
I'm sorry.
That might be a good option.
Repeat your question.
Do you have the Rapashi food? That might be a good option because it's a softer food that you make into a gel.
Yeah, I do have the community blend and the morning wood.
Yeah, so the community one would be good.
Okay.
And you could cut it into smaller pieces even and put it in the tank somewhere where they would find it.
Okay.
Might see if that makes it easier for them.
Well, has everybody gone over to multiple aquariums? I got 6 still viewing. Oh, Maria says storms are brewing all over, expecting one here anytime. But Dina, I want to tell you thank you again for joining me. We're going to have to do this on a scheduled basis.
Yes, definitely.
And you
Those are
let me
kind of leveled out for me. It's not crazy, insane like it was last time we talked about doing this.
Okay. Well, you just let me know when you're available. Shoot me a message in Messenger. Tuesday nights are
Okay,
my regular nights, and it's hard for me to do any more during the week anymore because we're opening up at the church almost full schedule now. So
sure.
my
Well, I
time's
can see if I can work Tuesdays out because this is the one day that I can pop in here. If I look at the clock and realize it's not too late.
that that 4 o'clock your time.
It's 5 o'clock my time, so you come on at 4 to 5 my time usually, and
Okay,
I'm wrapping up my day more than likely, and so
great. We'll just make it an evening, and I'll promote you when we schedule it, and we'll get more of an audience to ask questions about the products that you have available, your website,
sure.
and congratulations on 1K.
Thank you so much, Susan.
We love you, and
You too.
I don't have a closer video on my phone. So everybody go over to multiple aquariums. Thank you for joining Susan for SLC Aquatics. Hashtag FishFanMom, touching lives one fish at a time. Love you.
Stay cool, everybody.
You too, dear.
Thank you.
Bye bye.